you've cleared PAT. Congratulations. Now comes the interview round. And here's what most students don't realize. The Polaris interview is not conducted by college professors. It's conducted by industry professionals, people from Google, Amazon, Accenture, Oracle, Visa, engineers, product managers, CTOs, people who actually work in tech. And they're not testing whether you've memorized formulas. They're testing how you think. I'm Rohan from Polaris School of Technology, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens in the interview, what they test, and most importantly, how to prepare. This isn't generic interview advice. This is based on the actual interview structure, the actual topics tested, and what interviewers are actually looking for. By the end of this, you'll know the 3-part interview structure, how to answer each section, technical setup requirements, common mistakes to avoid, and how to stand out. Let's get into it. First, let's understand what this interview actually is. Who conducts it? Industry professionals, not college faculty. These are people working at Google, Amazon, Accenture, Oracle, Visa, and other tech companies. Why does this matter? Because they bring a completely different perspective. They're not looking for textbook perfect answers. They're looking at how you approach problems, how you think, and whether you're someone they'd want on their team. Now, the format, it's usually around 30 to 40 minutes, conducted online via video call with 1-2 industry experts. And when does it happen? After you've cleared PAT, or if you used Fast Track with JEE SAT. The admissions team schedules everything. You'll get your date, time, meeting link, and guidelines. This is not a stress interview. It's not about memorization, and it's not about them showing how smart they are. What it is, it's a conversation. A conversation to understand who you are, how you think, why you want Polaris, and whether you're a good fit. Think of it less like an interrogation and more like a conversation with someone genuinely trying to understand you. The interview has a clear structure, 3 parts. First is your introduction, about 5 to 7 minutes. They'll ask things like, who are you? Tell us about your background. What are your interests? But what they're actually evaluating is whether you can communicate clearly, whether your interests are genuine, and whether you're self-aware. Second is math and logical skills. This is the longest part, around 20 minutes. Topics include probability, permutations and combinations, and logical reasoning. Here, they're checking whether you can solve problems on the spot, explain your thinking, and how you handle getting stuck. Third is why Polaris School of Technology. Again, about 5 to 7 minutes. They'll ask why Polaris, why engineering or tech, and how serious you are about learning. What they're really checking is whether you've done your research, whether this is a genuine choice, and whether you actually understand what Polaris is. In total, that's your 30-40 minute interview. Now let's break down how to prepare. Let's start with your introduction. Tell us about yourself. Sounds simple, but most students mess this up. What you shouldn't say is something like, my name is X, I'm from Y city, I studied in Z school, I got A%. That's boring. They already know that. Also, avoid a long life story. They don't need your biography. Instead, keep it crisp, 60 to 90 seconds. Cover who you are, one thing that defines you, not just marks, what you're interested in, and why you're here. For example, hi, I'm Rahul from Bangalore. I'm someone who loves building things. I taught myself Python in class 11 and built a small app to track assignments. Outside coding, I play chess and guitar. I'm excited about Polaris because I want to go deep into AI from day one instead of doing generic CSE. Why this works? It's specific, shows initiative, shows personality, and connects to Polaris. So the formula is simple. Name plus location plus one specific thing plus interest plus why you're here. Keep it under 90 seconds. Practice it out loud. They might also ask what you do outside studies, what you're proud of, or about projects you've built. If you've built something, talk about it. If not, talk about what you want to learn. Just be genuine. Now, the main part, math and logical skills. This is about 20 minutes of problem solving. Topics include probability, permutations and combinations, and logical reasoning. And remember, this is not about memorization. They give you problems on the spot. So how do you prepare? For probability, revise basics, conditional probability, independent versus dependent events, and common problems like dice, cards, urns. For permutations and combinations, understand when to use each, factorials, arrangements, selections. For logical reasoning, practice number series, seating arrangements, puzzles, syllogisms, and so on. Now here's the key difference. They don't just want the answer, they want your approach, your thinking. So during the interview, first, understand the problem and restate it in your own words. Second, think out loud. Don't go silent. Third, work through it using pen and paper. And fourth, explain your answer clearly. If you get stuck, and you will, it's okay. Say something like, I'm not immediately seeing the approach, or can I get a hint? Honesty is always better than pretending. And when you practice, don't just solve, practice explaining out loud. Now the final section, why Polaris, why tech, and what you know about the institute. What they're really asking is this a genuine choice or just another school on your list? A weak answer is something generic like it's a good school. A strong answer is specific. Talk about specialization from day one, hands-on learning, industry mentors, and how that connects to your interests. Same with why tech. Don't say good jobs. Talk about curiosity, building things, solving problems, your personal reason. And if you're still exploring, that's fine. Be honest. Before the interview, just spend some time researching Polaris website, specializations, student stories. You don't need to memorize stats. Just understand what makes it different. Now let's talk about setup. Camera must be on throughout, non-negotiable. Make sure your internet is stable. Test everything beforehand. Have a backup like hotspot. Sit in a quiet, well-lit place, no interruptions. Dress professionally, no need for a suit, but look presentable. Keep pen and paper ready. No calculator. Join 5-10 minutes early, speak professionally sir or ma'am, and maintain good posture, eye contact, and a pleasant demeanor. Now, what are interviewers actually looking for? First, clarity of thought. Can you explain your thinking clearly? Second, problem-solving approach, how you handle new problems. Third, curiosity. Are you genuinely interested in tech? And fourth, honesty. It's completely okay to say I don't know. It's not okay to fake knowledge. Interestingly, things like perfect answers or being super confident don't matter as much. What matters is genuine interest, clear thinking, honesty, and willingness to learn. Common mistakes? Giving generic answers, going silent while solving, rushing to answers without explanation, faking knowledge, not asking questions at the end, poor setup, being arrogant, not preparing why. Polaris. Avoid these and you're already ahead. Now let's wrap this up with action steps. In the week before your interview, divide your prep across probability, permutations and combinations, and logical reasoning. Practice solving and explaining. Do a mock interview with a friend. On the day, test everything, join early, stay calm. During the interview, breathe, think out loud, be yourself. Remember, they're not trying to reject you, they're trying to understand you. After the interview, don't overthink it. Results come in 1-2 weeks. And one last thing, the students who do well aren't always the ones with perfect answers. They're the ones who communicate clearly, show curiosity, stay honest, explain their thinking, and actually understand Polaris. That can be you. Prepare well, show up, be yourself. I'm Rohan from Polaris School of Technology. All the best for your interview.